What is going on, guys? Welcome back to our open space kingdom moving street preaching channel. And if you're new here, thank you for pressing play on this particular video. And if you're returning, thank you for pressing play on this particular video. And as you can see, the setup is a little bit different. We're not out in the streets. But before we get into the reason why this video is different, I just want to say a heartfelt thank you. Maybe I don't jump on the screen and do this often enough on this channel, but I just want to say a massive thank you, guys. Seriously. It's been a long time of reflecting, of being prayerful, of waiting. But I do sit here tonight, a blessed man. I sit here one in awe of what the Lord's done. And I want to say a big thank you to everybody who's put their hands together for myself, for my family, for the team. To those of you who've stepped out in faith, albeit by our side in the streets to share the gospel or in your own areas. For every comment, for every share, for every time that you shared the gospel with somebody after watching our videos, I just want to say what a blessing it is to be partnering with you for the kingdom, for Jesus' name. So some of you may well know that before we were in the streets preaching the gospel, that we planted and pastored a church called Open Space. And during lockdown, when everybody else went indoors, I really felt the conviction of the Holy Spirit to go outdoors and begin preaching the gospel in the streets. And ever since then, the Lord has kept us there. You know, we've been there every week, albeit in different parts of the country. We've been blessed to get around and about. And as some of you guys know, if you keep up with some of the videos, we've seen some wonderful, wonderful moves of God. We've been in some very challenging situations. We've been in some situations that we've grown from, that we could have done better in. There's been situations where my mind has just been blown at what the Lord has done. And I truly hope and pray that that continues. But what many of you guys don't know, mainly because I keep it private, is that I've been holding down a full-time job as well. For the last 13 years, I have been a firefighter here in Newcastle. I love the job. It has been a great opportunity, not just to help people, but also to share the gospel. You spend a lot of time with your firefighter friends. And I am blessed to have done that. I've got nothing but love and respect for my firefighter brothers. But with that said, as I've served as a firefighter and been out in the streets evangelizing over the last few years in particular, there's been a phrase that I've been saying a lot, you know, and this phrase is, I'm gonna know when I can't do both. And what I mean by that is, I'm gonna know when the call of the gospel, the call to preach the gospel, as the Lord sends us further and wider, and that burden and the conviction becomes so much more, I'm going to know when he calls me out. But with that said, I also know that I won't be able to be a whole-time firefighter. I'm not going to be able to fully disciple, homeschool, and guide my family and be a full-time evangelist as I am being a whole-time firefighter. And I've waited 7 years, and I've waited and I've prayed and we've been active. We knew it was going to come. And I guess you probably know where this video is going now. So as of last week, I put my notice in at my job, and I'm no longer going to be a whole-time firefighter, but I'm stepping out in absolute faith, absolute expectancy into full-time evangelism. Now, that is something that is so exciting. I fully believe that the Lord is going to provide. I'm not just saying that. I've got absolute conviction, absolute confidence in who he says he is. And I've got such a wonderful, supportive wife who has prayed with me, who's been picking me up when I've not been sure. But now I am sure that the Lord is going to provide. So on that exciting news, I want to say something to you guys. When the Lord asks you to do something, do it. Absolutely do it in faith and trust him at his word. I'm sat here right now trusting the Lord at his word, and we're going to testify together of his goodness in the future because he's faithful. Do not procrastinate, pray and go. And secondly, I want to say for all of you guys who've offered support in the past, I thank you. I've always asked for prayer, and before anything, we covet your prayer. I want to ask you guys to please pray for my family, for the team, for myself, and for the work that the Lord has ahead of us. And for all of you guys who want to support us in a financial way, we're not going to say no, but what I am going to ask you to do is to do it prayerfully. I want you to give to your church first, and then I want you to do it joyfully if you want to support us, you can get in touch. There'll be a link down below. We're stepping out into full-time evangelism. May the Lord be glorified here on social media, in the streets, and wherever the good Lord puts us. May He bless you, may He keep you, and may His face shine upon you, now and always, and let's do it for His glory. God bless.